Hi guys, welcome to another Speedy Bricks video. I'm John, and today I'm going to talk about the Speed Champions Mercedes-AMG F1 and Project 1 set. And so it's a couple of cars that I've built recently. I'm a big Formula 1 fan, and so I was really keen to build the Formula 1 car, and then the Project 1 is kind of a bonus on top. And I got some points straight away about the Formula 1 car. It's big. It's big. I've got, just as a comparison, I've got a Ferrari from 2017. And this was the SF16 car, and this is a 6 wide version. And if you just compare the two, it's really quite surprising how much bigger this new design is. So this is effectively it's 9 bricks wide, and I didn't count how many long it is, but it's huge. It's actually even bigger than the Project 1 car, considerably. But it's nice. It's a really nice nice build. There's some new parts which I'll go through in a little while. I love the details. There's lots of little bits and pieces, lots of stickers. But for the sponsor branding, I don't know how else they can do that. There's just so much detail on there. On the back here, it's one of the new pieces that I'm going to talk about. There is there's a lot of stickers, but it's okay. One of the things that I think would be really good to see a little bit more detail in is the tires. So here, this is one of the new pieces or special pieces, which is this hubcap, and they've only made this in blue, which designates the kind of full wet tires. You could even say that the tire is an intermediate, but but I think it would be great to have a full set of red, yellow. Red is for soft, yellow for medium, white for hard, green for intermediate, and blue for full wet. I think it'd be great to have a full set of those. It was really fun to build, so I was really happy with the details. There's a couple of small things that irritated me. One was the driver height, and I've got a little bit of a fix for that, and a little bit the size. I mean, it's very large compared to all the other sets. The Project 1 car, we've got quite a few really nice little details here. This is wing, which is kind of like a fin or something from an aeroplane, or a tail from an aeroplane, which is really nicely built in there. That's really well done. These wheel hubs used on the front here is nice, and the way that they've built this angle down is nice. That's really well done. The back here is really well designed. There's a new element here which I'll talk about. The big disappointment here is the interior, and I really think the interior is not good. These two parts here, I just don't know why they're there. It kind of doesn't make any sense to me. If you were trying to put a minifig in there, it's going to be kind of uncomfortable for them. It doesn't make a lot of sense. The steering wheel is not centered, so I'll talk about that as well. But nice details. Really like the front and the back. There's a lot of variety coming on the side here, given that it's the same windscreen and the same wheel arches as every other set, and they've got so many parts in common. It's quite surprising how much detail they're able to squeeze into kind of an 8 wide car, but really good value for money. But as I said, the interior is kind of a bit of a disappointment, and I'll talk about that and again in a second when we look at some of the other cars. I just thought I'd quickly talk about one of the things I didn't like in the Ferrari in the Formula One set, and that's the position of the driver. So I think he's just sitting too high. So I'll just put him back in the car and show you. But so when you have him in the car, he's just compared to the halo, he's just sitting too high. And even if you tilt him back, he's just sitting too high. So his head is not protected by the halo. And in reality, they're sitting kind of deep in the car. So my quick fix and simple fix is just to pop the legs off, because it's a minifig, it's not a real person, right? So, and put a couple of 1x1 plates which were left over in the set, and just pop them in. Put the helmet back on, and you can't tilt them back anymore, but you can see that it's a much more appropriate height. I played around with trying to get him so he could tilt back, but this seems to work okay. The other thing that peeved me a little bit was we've got these kind of extra stickers to indicate that Valtteri Bottas is in the car. At the moment we've got 44 on the car, and that's Lewis Hamilton. And we've got Lewis's here as well, and Lewis's face, even though in this example it's yellow, but we've got his facial hair going there. And we've got one black helmet with no details on the helmet. So I think that's kind of a bit of a missed opportunity. I think they could have had a second head or a second face, maybe just on the other side, and a different hair to indicate that it was Valtteri. And I think a different helmet. And ideally either printing on the helmet or a sticker with the branding on the helmet, because there is a few helmets that do have printing on them, but this one doesn't, and either a printing or a sticker would have been great. And then other than that, I think this is so good. That's such a great car, and it even fits into my my Formula One garage, pit garage that I built. So I'm pretty happy about that. I don't want to be too negative about the car, but the one thing which I mentioned before is just the interior, and I kind of think that it's the weak point. Having the steering off center, the small wheel, for example, the two stickers, that doesn't do a hell of a lot for me. I think this is kind of a missed opportunity for Lego, given the size. The 8 wide size of the car now, this little steering wheel is just way too small. And just as an example, with my Ford Mustang Mach, you can see you can add relatively, it's the same space. You can add a lot of detail. So we've got a handbrake and a gear stick and an appropriate sized steering wheel. There's still plenty of room for the minifig to sit in there, and then aligning the steering wheel with the seat is kind of necessary. But as I said, I don't want to be too negative. I really did like building this Project One. There was got a good density of parts inside. lots of great angles, lots of nice details on the back, some clever usage of parts inside to get the angle right on this front. I quite like this the little hubcap, the wheel arches here. You know, nice detail, bit of printing, but a nice set. The other thing I thought would be good to look at is the parts, the new parts, or relatively new parts. There's this little connector. So it's got a snot on one side and this bar element on the other side, so you can click into it. So if you're converting by 90 degrees, or you can have, you know, it going each way. So that's quite a nice little point. On the Formula One car, that's being used as kind of a mirror element, and on the back of the Project One car, it's being used here for the back wing. Another new piece is this 1x5 plate, and you get 3 of these. You get one black one that goes on the front wing of the Formula One car, and 2 red ones which go inside the Project One car. We have this another new element, or new to me, I'm not sure if it's actually new, but this little element which I've added some stickers to is the sticker on the back there, and Patrona sticker there, and this is being used in the wing on the back of the Formula One car. So that's quite a nice piece actually. And then we've got another new, or it's new to me anyway, I haven't seen it before, a new piece which is used on there's 2 of these, used on the back of the Project One car. And that's quite an interesting piece. Enables a reasonable amount of scope for things like wings and stuff like that. I can imagine that being used in a Formula One car as well for a front wing. And another thing from the Formula One car, which is the steering wheel, and this is like a little game, a game console. Here again, I think it should have had a sticker on it for the Formula One car, just to indicate all the buttons and stuff. Obviously Formula One cars have lots of buttons on the steering wheel, and that's kind of a missed opportunity as well. But that's quite a nice little element or a piece that we can use. And I think that's kind of a wrap, I think. If you like this sort of video, please you know, subscribe and like in the comments. Add any comments you like. It's good to get some feedback on this stuff, and let me know what you think. Thanks.